Hey, welcome to another game story recap video. In this video, we will be covering what happens in Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, in summary. Crisis Core begins 7 years before the events of Final Fantasy VII, and many characters from that game and other related works appear. However, the primary characters in the game are from either Soldier, the private army of Shinra, or from their elite branch of operatives, the Turks. The main protagonist is Zack Fair, a young and friendly soldier. His mentor and friend is Angel Hewley, a first-class soldier who is also friends with fellow soldier members Sephiroth and Genesis, who ultimately becomes the game's primary antagonist. The soldier operatives work under Director Lazard, the illegitimate son of President Shinra. Zack is also friends with the Turks, particularly their leader Tseng, and one of their female operatives, Ch'nai. During the course of the game, Zack encounters and befriends Aerith, a young woman tending flowers from a ruined church in the Midgar slums. He also befriends Cloud, a Shinra infantryman. Soldier Zack Fair and his stern but kind mentor Angel Hewley are dispatched to Wutai to support the Shinra war effort. However, during the fighting, Angel disappears. Zack is appointed to find both him and another missing soldier, Genesis Rhapsodos. Zack, accompanied by Tseng, learns that Genesis and Angel deserted Shinra. Zack and Sephiroth are assigned to kill them. With help from Dr. Hollander, a scientist with a vendetta against Shinra, Genesis creates an army of clones to attack Shinra headquarters. After the forces are defeated, Zack and Sephiroth track down Hollander's secret laboratory. They learn Hollander used both Genesis and Angel as part of Project G, an attempt to create super soldiers infused with the extraterrestrial life form Geneva's cells. Sephiroth faces off against Genesis, while Zack pursues Hollander. However, Angel, intent on keeping Hollander alive so he can be returned to normal, prevents Zack from killing the Doctor. He knocks Zack into the slums of Midgar. Zack recovers, finding Aerith tending to him. After spending some time together, Zack returns to Soldier headquarters, now under attack by Genesis. Zack allies with Angel, who has developed doubts about his and Genesis' actions. As Angel, Zack and Sephiroth protect the headquarters, Angel confronts Genesis before both disappear. Zack is subsequently ordered to investigate Modiaheim, where Genesis has been spotted. En route, Zack meets Shinra infantryman Cloud, and they become friends. Near Modiaheim, Zack encounters and defeats Genesis, who appears to commit suicide by throwing himself into the depths of a reactor. Zack travels on to Modiaheim, finding both Angel and Hollander. Tired of the fighting and his gradual degradation, Angel summons and fuses with his own clones which resemble canines. He mutates into a monster, forcing Zack to kill him. Before dying, Angel gives Zack his Buster Sword, telling him to protect his honor. Whilst Shinra continues the pursuit of Hollander, Genesis re-emerges producing clones. Some of them appeared in Midgar, forcing Zack to return to protect Aerith. Leaving her with an Angel clone that protects her, Zack travels with Sephiroth and Cloud to investigate a Marker reactor near Nibelheim. Confronting Genesis at the reactor, Sephiroth learns that he is also an experiment, implanted with Geneva's cells before birth. Genesis explains that his body is degrading, and he needs Sephiroth's cells to survive, but Sephiroth refuses. Overcome with the recent revelations regarding his past, Sephiroth locks himself in Nibelheim Mansion. He sets Nibelheim ablaze a week later, going to the Marker reactor to take Geneva's body, wrongfully believing her to be his mother. When Zack fails to stop him, Cloud throws Sephiroth into the livestream below the reactor. Zack awakens, finding that Shinra covered up the Nibelheim incident. Zack also discovers that both he and Cloud have become part of Professor Hojo's experiments on Geneva cells and Marco exposure. However, Zack is able to escape, taking a catatonic Cloud with him. They immediately become high-priority targets for Shinra. While fleeing, Zack learns that Genesis and Hollander are still trying to stabilize Genesis' mutation, and they plan to use Cloud's cells since he is the only one with Sephiroth's genes. Hollander tries to get to Cloud, but is killed by Zack. Zack then finds Director Lazard, who now mutated into a humanoid Angel clone, has turned against Shinra. Lazard directs Zack to the remains of Benora to find Genesis, where he defeats Genesis. Upon returning, he discovers Shinra has located them and killed Lazard. The Angel clone that was left guarding Aerith arrives, but is also killed. Zack discovers a note he had carried from Aerith, learning he and Cloud were subjected to Hojo's experiments for 4 years. As Cloud slowly begins dying of Marco poisoning, he and Zack are hunted by the Turks. Zack convinces them to look the other way, carrying Cloud towards Midgar. Genesis' body is collected by 2 soldiers, Nero the Sable and Weiss the Immaculate of Deepground. Shinra pursues Zack and Cloud, catching up with them just outside Midgar. Singh and the Turks attempt to rescue Zack against Shinra's wishes, but are too late. Leaving the still semi-conscious Cloud hidden away, Zack fights off an enormous number of Shinra troops, but is fatally wounded. Cloud manages to crawl to Zack's body after Shinra leaves. Zack, in his dying breath, bequeaths the Buster Sword to Cloud, as Angel had done to him. Cloud begins stumbling towards Midgar. Zack is welcomed into the livestream by Angel and wonders if he has become a hero. The epilogue recreates the opening scenes of Final Fantasy VII, as Cloud claims to be a former soldier. Like the video to grow the channel and subscribe to watch more in the future. Thanks for watching.